To Mozambique now, where the circumstances of Thursday's blast in the western part of the country remain unclear. Some reports say that villagers were siphoning off fuel when it exploded. Others suggest it may have been caused by a lightning strike or a fire nearby. More than 70 people have been killed and 110 injured in the explosion. 3 ministers are due to arrive in the area to oversee rescue work and carry out an inquiry into the accident. Mozambique's government recently increased the price of fuel in response to the fall of the local currency against the dollar. Mozambique President has meanwhile responded to the blast.
Our government is patiently watching the situation and taking the necessary measures to comfort the families of the victims and give all assistance necessary to those who find themselves hospitalized and even those who have already been allowed to go home.
Let's get to a quick update now on that story. I'm joined live from neighbouring South Africa by CCTV's Angela Coppola. Angela, what is the latest on this fuel blast and its aftermath? Have Mozambican authorities started an investigation into the incident?
Well, Lindy, late on Friday, the government announced that they were going to have 3 days of national mourning for the people killed. At the moment, that number seems to have been revised down to around 56 people killed in that explosion. We understand that around 97 people are injured, 36 of them seriously, including 2 pregnant women with third-degree burns. In terms of the response from the authorities, at least 3 and probably closer to 6 government ministers are probably on site as we speak. As you said, the country's president has dispatched them. He dispatched them earlier this morning. Their mandate is very simple. They're going to go and investigate and get to the root cause of the incident, because at the moment there's a lot of information flowing around but no facts. Lindy?
Well, as you say there, some of the figures have been revised as far as casualties and injuries are concerned. But how are health services in the area coping with the influx of the wounded? I mean, does the country have the capacity to deal with so many wounded people at once in that particular region?
Well, the health network is under pressure. The wounded people are being treated at various hospitals in the Tet region or in Tet province. But there's a deeper concern, as the ex-Minister of Health, Helder Martins, put it earlier. The conflict between government and Renamo rebels in the area has had a direct impact on the health sector. In particular, as he put it, the dramatic hemorrhaging of the health budget. There's been a low-level war going on in the area for at least a year now, and that's already placed pressure on this healthcare network. And it's going to be under more pressure with the treatment of these injured civilians. Lindy?
Well, of course, at this point, it's too early to say exactly what caused this particular incident, but some are suggesting that this could have been a case of people illegally siphoning fuel. What are the factors that would have contributed to people looking for fuel in such a way?
It is fairly complicated here. Since 2016, the Metical or the beginning of the year, the Metical is weakened by close to 40% against the US dollar and 45% against the South African rand. And that weakness against the rand is a major driver of inflation, because most of the consumer goods that are imported into Mozambique come from South Africa. So inflation at the moment is expected around 20%. But it does get worse, because those fuel prices went up between 5 and 25% in October. And that's not all. Unemployment now is also on the increase, because the coal mines in the area are laying off staff because the commodity prices have been depressed. So it's a culmination of a whole range of issues which could point to potentially theft of fuel. Lindy?
Angela Coppola, live for us there in Johannesburg. Thanks very much for that update on that fuel blast in Mozambique.